Flight boss, bitch. You're now entering the mind of an Aquarius moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out my motherfucking God's duties and responsibilities, niggas. Flight boss, motherfucker. And we're gonna talk about the motherfucking transits for this week. I meant to upload this video yesterday. Got behind time. Mercury. Look, this motherfucking Mercury retrograde, yo. We done experienced 3 blackouts already. Mad people from the past is coming back. People I'm not even attaching my vortex to. I don't even know where the fuck they coming from. I go on Facebook or something. People I got blocked. I go on somebody's page that I'm friends with that posts some of my shit on their page just to go in the comments and see, oh, people comment on that shit. People I got blocked. I can't even see frequently on my page because I go on my page, they fucking block. Can't see nothing they post. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But this motherfucking Mercury retrograde is good for fire signs. It's good for the fire and the air signs right now. And for the fire signs, it leads opportunity. For the air signs, it leads it's comfortability. You know what I'm saying? For the earth signs, it's kind of off balance a little bit because people don't want to communicate about what earth signs want to communicate about. But this is a learning process for the earth signs to let people know that everything don't need to be so detail orientated. And for the water signs, this is in chaos right now. You know what I'm saying? The Mercury retrograde is in chaos right now because water signs want to go back over old feelings and want to feelings that was repressed are now back open again, and now they're willing to express the goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this Mercury retrograde for all the elements, you know, is good for the fire and the air, but it's kind of tricky. It's squared off for the earth and the water. You know what I'm saying? But let's even here and there. Let's talk about the transit from so I hope you enjoyed yesterday, which was the first, because I kind of missed that day. But the first Monday, you know what I'm saying, it still applies. Today is just going to reinsure what the rest of the week is going to apply to you. Now, from Monday to next Monday, this starts June 1st, let's think about what we got going on right now. Now, first of all, we have the Sun in Gemini, Moon in Sagittarius, and that there are a complete opposition. And actually, the Sun is in Gemini, so the Earth is actually in I want to say 19 degrees Gemini, and then they're going to meet up when Gemini's Sun is in 15 degrees. Earth will be in 15 degrees Sagittarius. So, but right now, the Sun and the Moon is at opposites. So what does this mean? You have an air Sun and you have a fire Moon, and they're at opposites right now. So it's a tug of war right now with communication and inspiration. You're either going to be inspired, or you're either going to talk about it, or you're either going to be inspired, yeah, or you're going to communicate about your inspiration. So right now, this is a tug of war between you're either going to talk about it or do it. You're going to talk about it or do it. But see, right now, what's more valuable right now is actually talking about it. And then it's not good to either even do anything right now or start anything new because Mercury is in retrograde. And Mercury is helping out the Sun because Mercury is actually in Gemini right now also. So Mercury is helping the Sun with its actions. So the Sun actions is based on communication right now within the self. Communication within the thoughts, but Mercury being in the same time is making people's inner thoughts come out. So a lot of people may come across, so for emotional people, that's why I have to say, like, water signs and maybe some fire signs, like for emotional people, you need to not react right now because reaction is in fire, but since the Sun is in air, people may come across like unfazed about what you got going on. So if you like a heavy water dosage in your chart or something like that, and you come across very emotional, people are going to come across nonchalant to you. People are going to come across like they don't care about what you're going through right now. And the conversations, they're going to either cut you off once you start going too deep, they're going to cut you off to get to a lighter note, or they're going to make light of your situation, but to the point that it seems like they just brushing you off. And I need you not to react, because that may not be what's really going on, but that's the energy that's going on right now. So you may feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Venus is still in Cancer, late degrees, getting old, so people are getting tired of caring about the wrong things right now. People are starting to get back on track right now. Once this Venus get out of here and go into Leo, people gonna feel more passion to love the right things again, or to either love themselves more and not to worry about or care about what other people got going on, and care and share more caring for themselves. So that's what we're getting into with this little Venus transit. You know what I'm saying? Mars is also in Gemini. So Mars is helping out the communication and the actions. So Mars is helping out, is forcing people to communicate what they got going on in their head. But it stops there. Right now, it's like an energy where Mars is pushing you, but not to actually do. And it's not a good thing to do right now. But Mars is helping you to realize that. Mars is helping people elaborate right now. Mars is helping groups get together and talk over projects right now. Mars is helping people communicate their inner thoughts and to build a mental stability foundation on what they have going on. Not to actually do, because Mars is like the doer of the planets. But by it being in Gemini and the Sun and Mercury being in Gemini, it has helped. Mars is taking action, is the intent of the action of the communication. So where the Sun is actions and the action is in communication, Gemini, which is communication within the self, though, the first air. The first air is mutable air. You know what I'm saying? And it deals with communication within the self. Then Mercury is helping people get out the communication of what they thinking inside. And then Mars is helping people get it in within groups and helping people come together. So where Mars will usually help people put into action of what they're thinking, this time is making people put into action to put the thoughts on the table. So if you got a group of friends right now, all y'all are going to sit down and really go over how y'all feel about each other, how y'all feel about the situation, and what y'all need to do to keep it together. But believe right now, and even with relationships is coming to a communication state, mental stabilization right now, stability right now. So all relationships is going to be sitting down right now, maybe over the dinner table, or talking, going over bills, going over social things, like internet, like Facebook and stuff like that, or going over housework. And instead of cleaning the house, you're thinking about redecorating. Instead of going to buy some new clothes, you're thinking about getting into new type of clothes. You know what I'm saying? Shit like this and stuff with your partner, and communications heightened. This is what's going on right now. This is the energy that's going on right now. Okay, you got Jupiter. Jupiter is still in Leo. So Leo is expanding the inspiration, but it's expanding the inspiration of what's going on right now. What's going on right now is communication, and it doesn't necessarily have to be communication with others. Communication within yourself, but you're gonna feel a certain energy to make you wanna communicate what you just seen, or what you just saw, what you just got into, because Mercury and Mars is in Gemini. So just be aware of that, and just be aware you're not being gossipy, because that's still going on too. But since Venus is at late stages of Cancer, people are kind of getting out of the gossip and getting more into themselves. And once Venus get completely into Leo, people will be more concerned about communicating within them things that's going on within themselves. You know what I'm saying? And another piece to that is because Leo is kind of a selfish sign and a stubborn sign. So that energy is helping people. So if you're not a stubborn person, when Venus goes into Leo, it's going to help you. If you're a person who already loves to communicate with others and give out ideas and stuff, when Venus goes into Leo, that's going to emphasize that, because you're going to have more you're going to be in tune with more of your own ideas and love with your own ideas. But if you're not a selfish person, the way you dispute it and put it out into the universe is going to be an acceptable way. You know what I'm saying? And Leos need to watch that out, because Leo's going to have power. You got the power, but you don't over exude the shit. Leos and Aquarius got the power right now. but don't over exuberate it. And Aquarius, don't over introvert it. Don't have all this power and not express it. And Leos, don't have all this power and over express it. Tone it down a little bit so it can be acceptable for people can want to help you. And Aquarius, spew it out a little bit so people can see where you're coming from so they can want to help you. But Aquarius and Leo's got the power right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Saturn is in 0 degrees Sagittarius because it's in retrograde, so it appears like it's going backwards. What's going on right now is it's causing a volcano. It's causing a volcano within the structures of everybody's life. Anything you putting time into is causing a volcano, a volcanic type of structure to it. So at your workplace, people, it may be faster to piss you off because you wanna work right now, but you don't want the intensity of the aspects that come with the work. So people who pissed you off before that you knew how to like kind of slide off and brush off a little bit, it's going to be a little bit harder to do that now. It's going to be a little bit quick-tempered for them to piss you off now in your workplace. It's going to be a little bit quick-tempered. Anything you put time into, you're going to have a... backing up in Sagittarius is going to speed it up a little bit, so you're going to want to dive into what you usually do now, but you're going to be a little bit more annoyed about the little details that come with it now. So you're ready to dive in first, but you're just that much on edge to flip off of the things that usually piss you off. You know what I'm saying? But you know how to dust it off. It's going to be a little harder to dust it off now. Little things is going to pick with you. Little stuff that other people do that don't even have nothing to do with you, but if they're around you, they do it and kind of annoy you. Little shit like that may piss you off a little bit more within this week than it did before. So be careful with this week not to nitpick. Be careful with this week not to let little things piss you off. And realize the little things that pissed you off. I want you to realize in your brain that previous weeks, they pissed you off, but not to this magnitude. Once you realize that, you will know that, okay, damn, the energy is getting to me now. I'm letting it get to me a little too much when past weeks I could have just let it brushed off. Think about that, because this week that's going to be underemphasized. You know what I'm saying? Pluto still Capricorn, so it's having a lot of aspects to, you know, not many, but a couple aspects with Venus. You know what I'm saying? Pluto got aspects to Venus, slight aspects to, not really, that's not a big problem, that's a small phase. I don't really like to talk about small phases because that's something that come and go in like 10 minutes. A small phase get replicated on a small scale. So it might be something that only bother you for 10 minutes because it was such a small energy emphasis, such a small scale. The planet might have been so far away from this planet that when they did create an orb, the effect was so small on a small scale that when it got reciprocated on Earth, the small scale only lasts for 10-20 minutes. And that's not something worth to talk about because it's good to go through these influences naturally anyway. You know what I'm saying? And just be aware that it's there. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to feel vibes. And once you know the main vibes, when you start feeling the little shit, you can know how to pinpoint it. That, okay, that's just some little shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not no big shit. It's not no big shit like Jupiter. It's not no big shit like Saturn. It's not no big shit like Mars. So it's not no shit that's going to be big shit like hours throughout the day. Like large scale shit half of the day. That shit, I'm talking about Jupiter and Mars and Saturn. That shit going to impact you for the week. You know what I'm saying? Shit like Venus and Mercury and shit might impact you for a couple, like from hours to a couple days, from 5-6 hours to 24 to 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's Mercury and Venus type shit. You know what I'm saying? And the moon just switch throughout the day, but the major impacts is every 2 to 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Which you'll feel the impact. It'll last for like 6 to 7 days. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a cusp. Something might happen on a cusp that you may feel for 4 to 5 days after that. That's why they say cusps have effects from 3 degrees before it to 3 degrees after it. But it gets lighter and lighter. It's not the direct center of the energy. So you know what I'm saying? This week, for the overall aspect of this week, we're getting out of the phase and the aspect of people caring about the wrong things, and people are starting to care about more important things and more things that's more personal, and people are willing to express these, and it's going to be more of a harmonious week than last week. This week going to be more of a smoother week than last week. It's even going to play out through the weather. Wherever you stay at, the weather is going to be more laid back. Now, when I say with the weather, I'm not talking about, there's no such thing as good or bad, nice or bad weather. When it's freezing cold, that don't mean it's bad weather. Just because it's fucked up to the human system, which I'm not human, so I don't give a fuck about that shit. But since the weather may go against your human system, and you may appear to make it seem like it's bad to you, to me, and from a larger scale, cold, hot, rainy, sleet, snow, I don't give a fuck. It's not bad or good. It is what it is. Now, to talk about the weather going to be, when I say the weather going to be just like how this week is going to play out smoother than last week, and it's going to be a lot more harmonious, the weather is going to actually be the same way. It's going to cause more laid backness. Now, whatever weather you think in your brain is going to cause laid back, it's going to cause for things to be laid back and more chill, and not people to be more rapid and shit, then that's what it's going to be. It's going to be rainy, slightly cold sometimes. Shit, that's shit that make people stay in the house a little bit more. That make people chill a little bit more. That make people lay back a little bit more. That make people want to communicate instead of doing a little bit more. So that's the weather going to match the fucking energy. You know what I'm saying? And then when it do get hot, it's going to be that hot that it just switched from this to that. So it's not going to make people want to get, people not going to want to get sick. So people going to transition real smoothly into it. Then by the time we get to the next week, then that's when the weather kick back in hot and a lot of other rapid places. Because when we get, I already know what's going to happen next week, but I'm going to put that video out when we get there. When we get there. But as things going to pick up. Right now, things is being sparked into a new fire. Next week, things going to pick up. It's gonna pick up, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the motherfucking weekly horoscope from motherfucking June 1st to June 7th. It's Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. O's, grams, flights, and